today, Bellevue Square Day. And there's a lot of people we see out here and they say Bellevue Square Day. What is Bellevue Square Day for people who don't know? Tell the people who you are and talk about Bellevue Square Day.
My name is Jose. They call me Che. I'm born and raised in Bellevue Square. First building we lived at was building 4C. Last building we lived at was 72. Bellevue Square, besides just being a community, is a family. Like everybody knows who's who. Everybody always compares to the bigger projects being such a little project, but we all got big hearts and it's all about family. It don't matter who it is. Even if you just moved in there, the fact that you live in our project, in our community, it's all about love.
I ask people all this time because this is what you hear on TV all the time. When they talk about public housing, they always talk about the violence. When you talk about public housing.
Violence everywhere.
Now, but how was it in Bellevue Square when you was growing up?
Growing up, it was tough, but we had to do what we had to do to survive. It ain't like we get the options that, opportunities that other communities may get. You know, we're in the hood, we're below poverty. So how much resources do you think they really provide for us? So we have to resort to, unfortunately, me for myself, I'm gonna speak for myself too, doing things you don't want to, like I said, have to do to survive.
Well, what about when we talk about violence again? Tell people who you are and talk about, was there violence? Talk about was there violence against you guys, you know, to one another, or was there love, peace, you know, that type of thing?
I think my name's Hiram, and I grew up in Israel in the 70s, but I'm really an 80s kid. My mother was Evelyn. That's mama's daughter, building 40, like I was saying. But when we grew up, like for me, when I remember, it was a community. Everybody looked after each other. You know, like if I was doing something mischievous, throwing rocks at a bus, your mother had the opportunity to slap me upside my head, call my mom, and then I'll catch another butt whooping when I get to the house. You know, that's what I remember in terms of all of us. But, you know, here and there, you had scuffles with each other, and then we hung the next day like it was nothing. You know what I mean? But I just think that just made our bond a lot tighter, because wherever I'm at, and I bump into anybody from our projects from Bellevue Square, we always acknowledge each other, embrace each other, and all that. So for me, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean?
What's your name?
My name is Tyrone Martin.
Tell me something going along about the violence. Was there any babies killing babies back then like it is now?
No, not at all. We had guidance.
Who are you?
I'm Tyrone Martin. My mother Maxine Martin. We had guidance actually. We had the OGs. They made sure we wasn't going to school. We wasn't doing the things that the young kids doing today. I mean, today is different. I mean, this generation, I don't know what to say about the generation. They don't have the guidance that we have. You know what I'm saying? Like the violence, like we fought, yeah, but then after we fought, we hugged and it was over. And you know, we loved one another. It was a family in Bellevue Square. It wasn't none of no violence like that. Besides, you know, the gangs back then, but you know, Magnificent 20s, they was a family. They made sure, you know, everybody was straight in Bellevue Square. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the way it's going on now, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Do you come to this Bellevue Square event every year?
Oh yes, every chance I get.
Do you tell other people about
yes,
it?
yes, I do. I got some friends actually coming down here right now, actually.
So this is very important.
Oh yes,
it's very important.
Yes, it's very important. It's very important because, like you say, we are a family, and I love to see people that when I was young that I ain't seen in a long time, and that's still alive. I love to see that. You know, it's a blessing.
Have you noticed that a lot of people have died that was once, you know, like grew up with you, they no longer here?
Yes, some of my friends, you know, like I said, we used to be in these hallways. I watched them do drugs, everything. I just stood away from it, but you know, some of my friends, they're dead or in jail, you know, and it's sad that they can't be here. Like I say, like he asked me, I try to be here every year. Every chance I get, I try to be here at Bellevue Square Day.
So when you talk about a family and people reaching out to one another, helping you young guys, what are you doing today in terms of passing that on to other young people?
I steer them in the right direction of the program with the gentlemen that I know deal with the youth. I know some gentlemen that deal with the youth, so I guide them in the right direction to go to them and then help them out. Their basketball, leadership programs. I don't have that actually, but I know people that have it.
So this day is really important.
Oh yes, it is very important. Very important. Very important.
So you wouldn't want to see this go away?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Are you coming to the event tomorrow?
Oh yes, at Kennedy Park. Yes, yes. I'm glad they do it for 2 days now because one day is not enough. Like the Bellevue Square day, I remember. Oh man, back in Bellevue Square, we had a ball from the night, from the sunshine to the nightfall. We was in Bellevue Square all night having a ball on community day. I miss those days. Sausage in them. I miss those days. Those were the best days, for real.
Well, I'm glad that you had the opportunity to talk to us, man.
Definitely.
And I really appreciate all you brothers, man, what you're doing because everybody seems to talk about they passing along that the community, behavior in terms of reaching out to other people and letting them know to get them in the right direction. So I appreciate all three of you brothers for what y'all doing. God bless you, man. Be encouraged.
Hi.
My name's J.C. McCauley.
I'm Naisha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Square Day in the city of Hartford, Bellevue Community Center. Come on out, celebrate Bellevue Square. If you're not from Bellevue Square, so you know somebody from Bellevue Square, but when you're just looking at community news, always keep it locked on AccessTV.org.
Okay, Steve, here we are at another Bellevue Square Day, man. This is, we here at August the 31st, man, 2024, man. And, this has been going on a long time. Why don't you introduce yourself, tell people who you are and just what you do.
Oh, hi, my name is Stephen Thomas. I'm a blues singer, really. And I got involved in this with Mike about 5 years ago. When I was a child, we always do Bellevue Square Day. And I'm 65 now. So when I first walked outside, I think I was 10. I seen the big signs, Bellevue Square Community Day. That's the time that I can remember myself. So it was 10 years old when I noticed we started having Bellevue Square Day. And so now, 65 years later, I'm still part of it. And what we do is we want to honor our heroes. And when I first came here, it was a little confusing. I'm a musician. So I wanted to crowd this place up with all kinds of music. And Mike said, no, Steve, that ain't the right way to do it. It's for the community to come together. We see our heroes in years. And he was right. You can't crowd this. So we made Bellevue Square Day 2 days in a row. And the mayor made this day, August the 31st, officially Bellevue Square Community Day. But we ourselves took it upon ourselves and made Bellevue Square Day 2, which we have up at the Pond House. And we hope everybody come out here and enjoy themselves. And we never had not one incident. There's no violence here. It's nothing but love.
It's amazing when you talked about, when you came out here when you was 10 years old. I was born in Bellevue Square in 1950, you know what I mean? So I'm 74 years old now, so you can imagine, I mean, I was doing this before you was coming around, you know what I'm saying? That's how long this here, Bellevue Square, they've been going long, and as you said, man, you're going to see some people today and tomorrow, man, that you ain't see in years. That's what makes it so good. I mean, you people that you thought was dead, man.
So exciting. And then the next day is just a ceremonial. We call it the Bellevue Square Community Day Recognition Award. What we do is try to find 20 to 22 people or 25 people a year until we get it what we want, and then we're just going to do like 6 or 7 people. Reason why we do so many people, because a lot of our heroes is up in age, and we want to catch them now. You know what I mean? We try to do 5 every year. We lose some. Because Bellevue Square Day, one thing I got to say, people be born and people die. Every year we miss one of our heroes not showing up, 2 or 3 of them. So when we do see each other, embrace each other. Because the most important time is right now. Me speaking to you and him holding the camera. Because once I get in my car and go, I can get hurt. You'll never see me again. So right now, all us together meeting each other is the most important time of our lives.
You are
not tomorrow, not yesterday, not what you're going to do later, right now.
And that's amazing because we need to talk about right now. Because you're right. You could get in your car and we never see you again.
That's right.
So this day is definitely important, man. I really appreciate you, man. And I know the community appreciates you, man, for what you do, man. And I just want you to know. Why don't you hold that T-shirt up, man, so we can see it. Do it.
Let's see, it say 1940 to 1997. But when all the projects was being built, it was 19. When Mike could have a little bit more information because we should have the bottom, then the flood came, then the first project they was working was Charter Oak, to tell you the truth. Dutch Point, right, one of them. But then they worked on Bellevue Square at the same time. But the first person that ever moved in a building was the first one to Charter Oak, I think, or Dutch Point. Then the square was Miss Shepherd. That's why she was one of the first oldest families in here in Bellevue Square, to my understanding. You get more from Mike.
Oh, I knew her personally. Yeah, right. I knew the whole family personally, because I stayed right there.
Captain Kangaroo, that lady Gwen Reed, she lived in building 3, and she taught us how to read, count. Let me tell you something right now. They just showed something that was disturbing to me online. They showing what the kids in China is doing. They got little kids sewing. They got little kids doing brick mason. They got little kids doing electricity. Little kids. Then as they get older, they show them I'm doing the exercises. They show them how to build bridges, read blueprint, and do this. Then they went to the American kids. Guess what they doing? Playing, complaining, doing this and doing that. We got to get to our youth. We got to come together in some kind of way. I'm talking about for black folks. And it ain't got nothing to do with our brothers and other brothers and sisters. I love them. Let me get this straight right now. None of you racists ain't going to put me in that category. I speak truth. I love everybody, and I mean that, even the haters, because no weapon going to form against me going to prosper. So with that said, I don't care about black fragility or white fragility. I tells the truth.
Man, you went to Isaiah 57:14, man. I mean, gee, whoa, wow.
Because what we got to do is come together and say, it's okay if you're different. I don't mean that you hate each other. People, we so separate from other nations is a shame. We are in the middle, and all other nations around us got stores, got this, got that, got that. So when we say we want to come together, it's too late for us, kind of. One thing we can do is grab the youth. I would love to have a camp like that to teach the kids electricity. Look, when back in ancient times, before the system came, now you learned your skill through your father. We creatures, remember that. Just like, what do creatures do? When they're born, they follow the mother around, the mother teach them what they do. All animals. Our family, we lost that. We gave it to the government. We gave it to other people to teach our kids and tell us what to do, make us feel a little comfortable. But we got to put in our own work. We got to re-educate ourselves and come back to the Creator. And that's what this is really all about. Bellevue Square Day, about showing the love. Man, this is all love right here, the Bellevue Square Community Day. Well, listen, man, we really appreciate you, man, what you're doing and everything, man. And God bless you, man. And I guess when we leave the day, man, and get in our cars, hopefully through God that we could come together again next year, that we all be here. That we all be here, you know what I'm saying? Okay, we'll see you again. We'll talk to you later on, as people come in, okay? Get up and leave. Even when you get up and leave later on the day, always pray for traveling grace. That's Amen. Amen. All right, man. Thank y'all, brothers. Y'all doing a good job for what y'all doing. And this man here is a hero. Harry, I forgot you moved in the square. Man, you would have got yours last year, man. I forgot. Because, who remind me? There's 2 people, Nick Oliver and Mike Fothergill. Nick knew us when we lived on. I think I was still in Nut City. I wasn't born yet. I mean, excuse me. I still was in my mother's stomach. I'm sorry, guys. So, but he knew we moved from Albany Avenue all the way back to the bottom, and tomorrow they're gonna reward my mother. This town of Lou Brown will honor my mother through the Bellevue Square Community Day Stephen Thomas Recognition Award. Because when my sister got murdered at 6 years old under the tunnel, they thought it was an uproar. Thought some European did it. So the blacks and whites was about to fight, but my mother and grandmother calmed it down. And she went to go visit one of the guys they beat up at the hospital, forgave them, and found out was some crazy light-skinned black man that lived in the neighborhood that killed my sister. So they want to honor her for trying to bring the community back together. And Lou want to say a few words, for my mother. That's tomorrow up at the Pond House. It's the second day of Bellevue Square Day. That's how big it got. Over 1,500 people came last year.
Okay, we'll see you during the day, okay? Thanks, okay.
I just retired back in April.
Yeah, so what's here? What's going on
This
here?
is her.
These are my African beads.
The African beads
I
and
just
everything.
came from
What's your
Georgia.
name?
Peggy Dickerson. Yeah, but it's Peggy Walton. I lived in Stowe Village. Bellevue Square for years.
Oh, you live in Bellevue Square?
64 and 68.
Yeah.
Do you know the Bonners?
Yeah.
Well, those are my first cousin. We are the Bonners.
I grew up in Bellevue Square. I was born in there in 1950. I grew up in this square.
1957.
Oh, you
And
still.
I was born in 1958.
Oh, y'all babies. You baby.
We got babies.
We have
Babies and
babies.
grandkids.
Yeah, so Bellevue Square. Yeah, okay.
And I didn't live at Bellevue Square because my cousins lived there in Bellevue Square. We was always there in Bellevue Square with them because we always go over our cousin's house when my mother wanted to go somewhere. She'd take us and bring us all the way over to my cousin's house. Wherever they lived at, we always followed. My mother always followed. We always stayed at their house. We all grew up together.
Yeah, so these are my African beads. I moved to Florida. I used to have a store here. I bet you knew my husband. Big Lou had the store on Western Street.
Yep, big
That was my husband.
That was your husband?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died. So I came back here.
Okay.
And went to Georgia, stayed there 3 years. I met an African lady that showed me how to do the African beads and told me the meanings of it. These are African warrior beads. Only the head of the house wear them. The men's of the house. Because they have 2 or 3 wives. And they give these warrior necklaces to them. Yeah, in Africa they have 3 or 4 wives.
So I ain't got none.
We need to go to...
So I could get 4. I get 4 wives.
You can get 4 wives.
So you be one of them?
No.
Oh, yeah, well, good. I mean, you.
My husband just died, so I ain't ready to get married now.
So Bellevue Square. Now, how did you like growing up in Bellevue Square?
I loved it. When my mother let us come out.
That is true.
We called it the Brickyard.
Yeah, it was a big yard. And you knew everybody. You really knew everybody in Bellevue Square.
Yes.
And it was fun to me.
Oh, I had fun when I was.
But I was right there, Welcome Baptist Church, right there on 7 days a week. Was in play.
Over there with Bishop.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Bishop James over there now. I was here when he came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm
So
glad.
you came from Bellevue Square. So what's your name?
Price. I'm a Jefferson.
Oh, okay,
I'm a
okay.
Jefferson.
The old lady, Miss Jefferson, used to teach school?
Yeah, I'm a
Yo, you don't know about Miss
I know.
Jefferson.
'Cause
Oh,
I
Miss
did school.
Jefferson was something else.
I'm a Jefferson, yeah.
Miss Jefferson will tell you off about your skirts being high, what not to wear. And we listen to Miss Jefferson. I don't know about y'all, but we church people, we listen to Miss Jefferson. Oh, that was your mom.
Yeah, Bishop Jefferson, my
Yeah.
uncle.
I know him too. I know all the Jeffersons. Oh my gosh, it's a small world, huh?
Hubert Powell that just died.
Yes, that died. Yeah.
That's my first
He
cousin.
used to be at Holy Trinity on.
We grew up on Russell Street.
Worcester.
Russell Street, then we moved to Worcester Street.
See, when my mother was living on Worcester Street, that's when I was born.
Oh, okay.
And then we moved to Bellevue Square.
Oh, yeah. He's my first cousin.
Oh, okay, well, you came to all them preachers, huh?
Yeah.
Lies and cheating and
All the maids.
every woman they see.
All the maids lived out here. Jesse.
I'm a church woman.
All of them
Shoot.
lived out here too.
I know about them.
But you like Bellevue Square, though?
I love Bellevue Square.
That's good. I'm glad.
Well, I played in Bellevue Square because over her house and all of my other cousins that lived out here in Bellevue Square, I played. We went to the pool that they used to have out here and everything. We had good time when we was kids. I don't know what it's like now, but back then in the days, it was good times.
I'm glad y'all gave us a few minutes to talk and people get to know you. And yeah, you know.
For this night I pray that a star will guide you my way.
Trinity Lewis.
Winston Kennedy.
Lieber Lester III.
And what is this here all about? What is this all about?
Oh, this is Hartford Communities That Cares. This is our stand.
And what do y'all do?
Sure. So we have a variety of programs, so we do a lot. We have a school-based partnership where we have our staff positioned in school to provide student support with their work, classroom redirection, and we also seek to connect them to other services through our HCRT, Hartford Care Response Team Department. They provide victim support. They both can support through hospital partnerships, and sometimes they will go to the hospital to support victims of violent crime. But then also separate from that, they'll support with maybe routine care visits. Again, also connect to resources, but also just be a supportive ear or voice because we know how important it is to have that type of connection. We also just finished our summer program. We call it the New Journey Titans. We serve students age 5 through 13. Where they come, they do social, emotional learning, just different lessons around emotional responsiveness. But of course, they're kids, right? So they get to play games, make friends. We take them on trips, all to just meet some of the needs of the community. We also have an HVIP collaborative. Can you remind me of what the specific letters stand for, though? I'm just drawing a blank.
I really don't know.
Snap. I would draw a blank at the craziest time. Well, it is a partnership where at the policy level, we try to be aware of what initiatives are going through, as well as try to push for the ones that we think are meaningful based off our just network of people that we support, because we realize there's the personal level and there's a systemic piece. And we're very active at the Capitol because we realize you really need both.
Yeah.
I would think I've covered everything. Did I leave anything out?
Johanna, she runs that part of it. And like he said, being at the Capitol, being involved with other hospitals within Connecticut, like Bridgeport. I think we're involved with Yale New Haven Hospital is all a part of this collaborative to what we have. Also, if you don't mind, we're having a grand opening for our wellness center on September 7th. That's this year. So all are welcome.
Where's that going to be?
It's going to be at 2550 Main Street, right next to the Phillips Church, right over here on Main Street in Hartford.
Okay. So, what do you do in terms of?
I'm the media specialist, so I take pictures, content creator, stuff like that.
So, do you get involved with a lot of the kids?
Well, no.
So you just do pictures and
yeah.
But you like what you do?
I love what I do, actually.
Oh, you love it?
Yeah,
okay.
I love what I do. Being at this agency, it opened a lot of doors for me that I never knew would be open. So I just love being here.
So what y'all think about Bellevue Square Day?
Oh, we've been involved with Bellevue Square Day, at least myself, for the last 4 years. You know, and Andrew Woods, who came out of Bellevue Square, has been involved with it, I guess, forever. And we are a big supporter of the Bellevue Square Day. So every year we make sure we support them whatever way we can.
Was any of you guys born in Bellevue Square?
No, I was.
But is this the first time y'all been to Bellevue Square Day, or you've been here before?
It's my first time.
Oh, your first time?
Yeah, it's my first time.
Oh, well, we'll get to talk to you later on to see how you like what's going on.
Okay.
You know, and this is how many times you've been here?
I think this is my second time. It's like a part of the org, but my father owns the barbershop right up the street. It's a G thing, so I've come here to play as a kid before. I've been here a bunch of times.
So if I go up there and tell them I know you, I get a discount?
If only it were that simple. If only it were that simple. But something that I always think of when I think of my father is how important community is. He's very big on acknowledging that anywhere you're at, anywhere you work, anywhere you eat, you're around people. and how important it is to make sure you think about how you take care of them. So that's one thing that I really treasured with his memories since his passing.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Man, thank what you're doing, man, because what you talked about, I mean, it's very enlightening, and I think the people need to know about that, man, because this is all right, man. I like what you're doing. I really do, man. And I hope other people, really take advantage of what you guys have to offer, and pass it on to their families and, friends in the community, so just even grow even more. You know what I'm saying? So thanks, man. We thank you.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Well, we right here with one of the Fothergills, but we ain't gonna call him a Fothergill. We gonna call him one of the Godfathers of Bellevue Square. He gonna tell you a little bit about who he is and what this day means to him, and and he gonna just share with us about Bellevue Square Day.
Well, Bellevue Square Day is a monumental occasion for each year because it gives us a chance to come back to see the people that we grew up with, those people who literally molded our lives, as we were growing up. And we just enjoy Bellevue Square Day, or Community Day is what it originally started out as. We enjoy it because we get a chance to see those people that we love, so that we grew up in, and the neighbors that we had, the love that we shared with one another as children and young adults growing up. Even after we matured somewhat and went out into the world, we still come back on Bellevue Square Day, on Community Day, to say, hey, I'm still here. Everything is still going on. We give glory to God for all that He's done, Father God, in our lives individually and personally, and we thank the City of Hartford that we continue this thing called Bellevue Square Day. That gives us a lot of joy. When the day starts to go on and more people show up, we see who's still here, and that's an important thing. To recognize that we still have a lot of friends and a lot of family that's still here. They're not only here in Hartford, but they're still alive. And I think that's important.
Now I call this the Godfather. Here go the Don. This is the Don right here.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Tell the people who you are.
My name is Mike Fothergill, and I am one of the coordinators of the Bellevue Square Community Day. Now, I'm going to give you a little history of the Community Day. It started 4 or 5 years after the West Indian Parade started. And it started because after the parade, people from the square came off Main Street back to the square and were standing around by the office where we pay the bills and stuff. And they were just standing around down there, and they congregating each year. So the tennis association decided to do a reunion the next year. So the next 2 years, the first 2 years, we did a Bellevue Square reunion. Then after that, it became Community Day. It ran down there for about 4 or 5 more years until they started changing the structure of Bellevue Square. They started tearing down some of the buildings. Then we brought it to Sand. I was on the board of Sand. Sand started running it. They ran it for about 5 years, and then Sand closed, so it closed down. 1992, I brought it back and brought it down here. 32 years now, we've been down here doing Bellevue Square Community Day. And like my brother said, it's a reunion of families. Everybody's mother was our mother, and they all disciplined us and looked out for us. It was a special kind of community. Bellevue Square had 502 units, so you know how many kids was congregating in that small area. So everybody had to look out for everybody. But we're down here celebrating that day, and we're leading the rest of the projects and how Community Day should be done, especially for providing things for the kids, horseshoe tournaments, chess tournaments, checker tournaments, basketball tournaments. We got golf over here. DJ's a little late. I don't know where he is. Hopefully he'll be here soon. We got all kind of food. Everything is free. T-shirts, Bellevue Square T-shirts inside. They're lavender and purple this year. But come on down. We're down here. We'll be down here till 6 o'clock. Come on down and have a good time. Bellevue Square is the first project now that's doing 2 community days. Tomorrow is going to be at the Pond House. The side of the Pond House. We do award ceremony. We're going to be giving away 20 more awards to citizens in our community that we want to honor while they're here, that have been doing things through the years and nobody recognizes them. So come on up to the side of the Pond House, 12 to 6. We'll be there tomorrow giving out awards. We got music, entertainers, and everything is free just like it is here today.
Well, one thing we know, one way we determine if somebody was from Bellevue Square, if they didn't call it the Brickyard, we knew they wasn't down. They wasn't
Square.
They wasn't,
right.
You know what I mean? The Brickyard.
Well,
That's right.
That's who we are. B Square Nation. That's
B
us.
Square Nation.
But we are,
Even though it was a rectangle, B Square Nation.
Every project, except for 2, are still doing a community day. Charter Oak, Rose Park, Charter Oak, Dutch Point, Stowe Village, Nelson Court, Bellevue Square, and Rice Heights. They're still doing community days. Rose Park and Westbrook are still under construction, so we don't know where those citizens are, but they were planning things in the past. But we're still trying to hold things together as the 8 projects here in Harlem.
Well, tell me, so the one good thing about this is there's no violence. So.
Never.
No.
Never. 32 years.
We're a family.
We're a family. And people come from all the projects. It's just not Bellevue Square.
Because everyone had someone who lived in Bellevue Square and moved to the other
Or they
project.
made a baby in Bellevue Square.
Right, they got cousins. You know, that was the biggest thing, cousins. You know, my cousin Albert, all right? Albert lived in Nelton Court. But when Albert came down to our house, because my mother was his mother's sister, he was family in Bellevue Square too. And everybody recognized that. And it just so happened that my mother had 4 sisters, and they was full of children. So it was a whole bunch of family every week coming down. We would go to Nelton Court. We would go stay in Stowe Village. We would go stay in Rice Heights or either Bulls Park or either Smoky out there. Yeah.
Either one of the projects.
Either one of them.
The kind of thing that happened with the families that
Because we had
came
the
up.
family.
They came up from down south. A lot of families came up from down south. When they did, the brothers and sisters, by the time they got here, became old enough to be parents and have their own, establish their own houses. So when they tore down the bottom, 1941, when they built the projects spread out with all of the new families that moved into them, and a lot of them had a brother here and a sister in that project, or 2 sisters in this one, those kind of things. So they spread out. So that made all of us project family.
There's a couple of times today we heard the term the bottom. We heard the term in the bottom. We want people to know the bottom was Portland Street, Windsor Street, all down there.
Market Street, Brown.
Right, we called that the bottom.
All the way up to the jail. All the way up to the jail.
Right.
All of that was
all the way
mazes
up to
of
where the
streets and
highway
houses.
is now.
All
that
of
that was homes.
And that was just
Front Street, you name it.
Yeah.
That was just this side of downtown. G. Fox's. On the other side of downtown, you had the Dutch Point area. Right. It was the same type of families, poor, white, black, and Hispanic families, and that was the ghetto on both sides of downtown. That's where they redlined us in that area.
And most of the people that in the summertime that went swimming with the Plotty Pool from
Plotty's Pool, absolutely. City of Hartford provided
we had our school.
But we had our
then we had
school.
Keeney Park.
That's where I first learned how to swim.
I learned how to swim. I drowned first.
And Keeney Park too.
Yeah.
We had a lot of different things that was available to us.
Yeah, and let us remember something else. This young man right here, he grew up in Bellevue Square too, building 22.
22, yeah.
22, yeah. So we're all family. And we continue to see family. You know, that's a big word, family. But that's exactly what we are.
Kids out, show them your family. We want our people to show what they have done, how they progress in our community, their kids and their grandkids, so we can all say, this is my son, that's my grandson, and be proud of it. We have an opportunity to meet on this one day as a big family day. So,
well, I just want to say, man, you guys, the Fothergills, man, you guys are very important in the community. A lot of people knew you guys, and man, y'all always treated people right, man. And I'll let you know, man, that I appreciate you, Father.
Hey, brother.
Thank you, Father.
We're brothers.
No, my mother instilled that in us.
The third.
My mother instilled that in us. The tennis association was the center of Bellevue Square, and a lot of people don't understand that. They started everything. We started the Bellevue Square Boys Club. We opened up the playroom during the winter because of the Bellevue Square Boys Club. We started the first youth council in Bellevue Square.
Right.
We had the first community center in Sand that took care of all the needs of the people in both areas, Bellevue Square and the Sand neighborhood. So we are first in front of a lot of different things that happen here in Hartford, in the history of Hartford.
You're right. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
for
All
giving
right.
us the time.
Good talking to you.
Want to see, look, that's my father and my mother.
So you enjoy Bellevue Square Day?
I do.
What you like about it?
The family part of it.
Family?
Seeing people that my father grew up with. And I used to be in Bellevue Square as a kid, but
Do you remember anything from Bellevue Square days?
just being at my grandmother's house.
Yeah. Did you play in the playground or any of that stuff?
I did. And used to fight out there.
You used to fight?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I just wanted to know. We wanted to know. You're enjoying yourself today. And who, you bring anybody with you?
My police and them coming. They on their way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you have a good day, okay?
Okay.
God bless you.
Everything is possible. So hold on to Jesus, y'all. That's all you got. Hold on to Jesus.
So anyway, man, because I haven't seen you in a long time, man, and I know that you involved in Bellevue Square Day and all the things.
Yeah.
Tell people who you are and why you're here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nick Oliver. I'm here to see my old friends that I haven't seen in a minute, and hopefully they is holding on to Jesus. I'm a student at Central Connecticut College. My major is psychology, and I'm here to let everybody know that love goes a long way. Hatred is nowhere in your heart. So hold on to Jesus and don't let go.
So tell me something. You've been around here. I mean, all your life.
Yes, sir.
Really, you know what I mean? Tell people what is the importance of Bellevue Square Day.
Well, to see your old friend and let everybody know that we've been thinking about you because we don't see you around. Hope that your life is going straight and you hold on to your health and your faith in the Lord. So this day right here is a very important day for everybody to come out and show and share some love that we don't see every day. And I'm going over the strip. And you let Trump back in there, you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. Can't let him back in. Vote for Kamala Harris. My T-shirt.
That's it. Hey, man, I'm glad to see you, man.
You as well, sir.
I be hearing a lot about you and stuff, man. What about all that money you won, man?
Well, everybody thought I had won, but I ain't won a dime. But what I did won is the faith of the Lord, know how good He is. And I give Him my praise every day. And pray for my family, my kids, all my friends, all of them. And the ones that's not here that won't be seen again. I pray for everybody. And you too.
Thanks, man.
Okay, thank y'all too. I love y'all, gentlemen. Have a blessed day.
Okay, you too, man.
Love you.
At another event. This is Bellevue Square Day, why don't you tell people who you are and why you come?
Okay, well, my name is Lady Carrie McCauley, Lady Carrie Tremere McCauley, okay? And the reason why I come is because everybody asks if I grew up in Bellevue Square, which you might as well say I did, because my family grew up in Bellevue Square, so I was there all the time. So that's the reason why I come, because I feel that I'm part of Bellevue Square.
What do you remember about Bellevue Square? When we talk about going back how far?
Well, I was born in '66, so I can just talk about maybe when I was in my teens, I want to say. And when I remember about the project, everybody was family. Even if you wasn't blood related, you were related. It was like a big community, a project, but a big community of families that loved each other, took care of one another, especially our kids. They actually raised each other. Like the older people raised all the kids there in the Bellevue Square.
Well, normally when you talk about housing projects, a lot of times you hear people talk about violence, that take place, shooting, killing. Was that type of stuff going on when you was growing up?
At that time, it was that type of stuff going on, because back then I do remember the games, Magnificent 20s and 40s, Love, and all of them, all of that. But at the same time, they didn't only promote violence, they also promote unity as well. It wasn't always about the fighting. They also looked out for the people in their community. But no, when I seen Bellevue Square, I didn't see violence, because my mom wouldn't have let me be in there if that was the case, family or not,
So for the most part, then, when you talk about Bellevue Square, you're talking about a place where people can grow up, where there's love, concern, people reaching out to each other and those type of things.
And that's basically how it was. Back then you can knock on your neighbor's door and say, do you got a stick of butter? Or do you got some sugar? Back then you were able to do that. But nowadays, in the projects or not in the projects, in our community, now we don't even know who our neighbors are. But one thing about Bellevue Square, at that time, everybody was, your neighbors were your family. Everybody knew one another. We went to school with each other. We played with each other. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of stuff that went on, and that don't go on in our communities anymore.
So you're talking about you was born in 1966.
Yes.
Okay. So now today, do you bring people to Bellevue Square Day, let them know, or do you promote Bellevue Square Day to other people, letting them know?
Absolutely, because I was part of that.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, I brought a young lady down here. We're going to be doing some double dutch on today.
Okay.
Back in the day, that's where it all started. It started in the projects. It started in our schools. It started, on our streets, in our neighborhood. And I brought a young lady down here. She's young, she's younger. And she said, I'm about to go. I said, why? She said, because there's a lot of old people down here. So I started laughing. And I told her, I said, there's not a Bellevue Square anymore. So, of course, there's not a younger generation that lives in Bellevue Square. So, yeah, so like I told her, all the people here are people that grew up in that project.
That's good. Yeah. So tell people what you're doing today with your life.
I got a lot going on. First and foremost, I just thank God that I'm here, living 58 years of life. And I'm a First Lady co-pastor of Greater Joy Mission Church of Deliverance, which my husband is the senior pastor, Reverend Daryl McCory Sr. I have a nonprofit organization called Jada Foundation, which stands for Juvenile and Adult Diabetes Health Awareness and Family Ministry. And what Jada Foundation does is educate and spread the awareness about diabetes in our community. And within Jada Foundation, I teach Double Dutch. I'm the executive director of Jada Foundation CT Double Dutch. My organization is responsible for bringing Double Dutch back to our community.
If no one ever told you, I want you to know you appreciate people.
Thank you.
That what you're doing is very important. And it's not only you change a lot, you got to be teaching a lot of discipline.
Oh, a lot.
So we really appreciate what you're doing. Thank God for you.
Yeah.
You just enjoy your day.
Absolutely, I am. And it's also good to see you. I haven't seen you, I haven't seen you in years. So you was part of my life, back then. So, and I thank God for you as well.
Wow, that was nice. and then you're going to meet some people that you didn't even know. So here, you're going to meet somebody that you didn't know that's going to become a friend. So Bellevue Square Day is very, very important. I was born in 1950, and I was born in Bellevue Square, building 22M on the top floor. So you know I've been around a long time when you talk about Bellevue Square Day. It started out way back in Bellevue Square in the sand and everything, and now we're here at the Willie Ware Center, you know, here on Bellevue, Windsor Street here in Hartford, Connecticut. So tomorrow, this event will take place in Keeney Park at the Pond House, where different awards going to be given out, trophies going to be given out, and people going to be recognized for the services they provided during the year, helping other people and doing things of that nature. So next year, if you don't get a shot to come in this year, next year, make sure that you come to Bellevue Square Day, and I guarantee you will never forget it as long as you live. Thank you.